Good morning, our wonderful people. Happy to have you guys here. Can we believe it's the end of the year 2023? We thank you guys, everyone that comes every day to join us and share our information. We thank those that are giving us positive feedback because the work is not easy, but we are not relenting. So we thank you for the word of encouragement that comes along the way. So we appreciate that. Like we always remind you that you are a stakeholder in what we are doing. We are not your ruler, we are not an emperor. We want our people to be well informed so that we can do the job, that is waiting for us to do. So this particular job is not the one that you will run up your way and somebody else will do it. No. Even if you fly to Ijabode, when you come back, it's waiting for you. So the sooner you take off your gowns and your fancy outfit and your earrings, throw them across the street and begin the work, the sooner we'll get home. Or unless if you're willing to run around for 400 years, I'm not. 500 years is enough of the mess. So thank you so much for being part of this journey. Thank you for the work that you're doing on your own. And please, as usual, continue to help us to share, like, subscribe, all those little things that we have to do to ensure that this message get across to our people. You know how they roll. So welcome to the program. Let me allow my sister to introduce herself.
Thank you so much, Sister Mona Chimswaga. Um, my name is AP and I live in Lexington, Kentucky. Thank you, like my sister has said. You are all welcome to today's episode of Daughters of Truth Talk Show. We appreciate the work you're doing. We appreciate the information going out because more and more we're seeing our people waking up to their responsibilities. And it is because we are working as a team. And please continue to help us to like, subscribe, follow. Then on YouTube, hit the notification bell so that once we start chunking out our videos, um, you get it. One of our daddy in the Lord, he said, Daughters of Truth, that our videos are, he said omnipresent or something. It's like, if you turn this side, you see it. If you turn this side, you see it. It's because our people are working and sharing. So information must get out to our people. Let me keep quiet and join us to share too. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I can't find the video. It looks like they're blocking it. So if anybody has it, send it to me so I can begin to share. So while we are doing that, we'll have our video on. The video of the day because we don't have time. We're trying to maximize our time with you as we are reaching out to our loved ones, telling them to come listen to this information. We are also getting educated as well. Um, thank you for joining. The fake book. The fake book, man. There's something else.
In the first part of this broadcast, we had indicated that we were going to tell our people exactly what to do to put guns in the hands of those who are being invaded with AK-47 bearing Fulani militia, and with the complicity and facilitation of our government and its military. Let us cast our mind back to how we got to where things are now. We remember that when the Buhari government tried the first made the first attempt in the National Assembly to pass the grazing reserve law, some kind of law that will create Ruga, Fulani settlement, Fulani colony all over Nigeria. It was blocked. After a while, they brought the same bill back under another cover to say grazing roads. Oh, there were roads before independence, all that. It didn't work. Then they came back, say, oh, Ruga. It didn't work. National livestock, which they sent to Oshimbajo to go to lunch. National livestock, whatever. Just something that will demarcate lands that Fulani cows, Fulani and their cow, could live on outside the laws that prevail, outside the current laws. And so they tried all kinds of things, even the waterway bills by which they want to take over body of waters and all the adjoining lands throughout the country. None of those things worked. Somewhere along the line, Buhari attempted to resort to executive fiat. So by executive order, he said they should bring to him the file of all the grazing reserves so that without recourse to National Assembly, they will mark out those, lands, vast, swaths of land across the land. Of course, the people were already too alert to allow that to happen, because they actually went to some places to try to set up, having marked out on their papers where the lands would be. I remember they went to Benue and people came to chase them out of their lands, because under the Land Use Act, all lands vest, title to all lands vest in governors. The federal government of Nigeria does not have 1 square inch of land. The federal government of Nigeria does not have 1 square inch of land. All title to all lands vest in governors. Even the Federal Capital Territory is neither here nor there, because by the time we settle the larger question, the indigents of that Federal Capital Territory will be the one to decide who owns their land, except they give it up. The same thing that happened to everything done by decree since 1966 will happen to the title deed over the Federal Capital Territory land that the so-called federal government is holding. So back to the matter of where the Fulani marauders are currently operating from. Buhari then resorted to something worse. He sent out a signal. He sent out an order as commander-in-chief. There's the office of the president. There's also the office of the commander-in-chief. Most of our people do not know the difference. There are things your president can do as president. There are other things he does as commander-in-chief. As commander-in-chief, he then issued instruction to all the military locations that the lands behind their, barracks and battalions and cantonments, wherever the military is stationed, that has land behind. Normally, they will have some bush behind the barracks where they do trainings or shooting range or all kinds of bush exercise in most of the military facilities. He then said that the Fulani herdsmen who are already here with their cows, who have been more or less challenged as they go about destroying people's farms, that those bushes directly at the back of those military facilities should be made available to the Fulani and their cows until the settlements are otherwise created by law. So since it is a military matter, they didn't need to talk to anybody else. So the barracks were all thrown open. The bushes behind them received all the cows. And in the process, people inside, the officers from that part, from the Sharia belt in the barracks, were now in direct, residential arrangement with the Fulani, who then keep their cows in those bushes. So those lands immediately behind the barracks became the first set of rugas across the country. We will remember the incident in Okitipupa, where 31 buses or so came with people in broad daylight, young people, and the community people were, they became curious. They wanted to know where these ones were going. They headed to the barrack in the place, to the military facility in the place. The people at the gate probably didn't get their instructions in good time. And in that process of stopping them, the community people came there to ask their questions. And it turned out the people said they had just finished some training somewhere that they were to, it turned out to be Fulani men who were coming to be discharged in that number into that military facility.
What do you?
Eventually, instruction came while they were in that debate, and they were received inside the place. And later, the reason the community chased after them was because there had been previous batches of people who were brought like that and who ended up, and they noticed increased activities from the area behind the barrack in terms of where the herdsmen go back to, So as it is in Okitipupa, so it is in Ohafia, so it is in all the places that, whether you went to Abeokuta, whether you went to Ibadan, everywhere the military facilities are, the Fulani were given authority to keep their cows and operate from those. So police, when they cause damage to you, which police are you going to tell that, the Fulani herdsmen that are operating from military barracks? They've even gone ahead to give them some kind of identity cards in all those locations where they are operating from. And so we come back to what do we do right now to put guns in the hands of the people who are being tormented, who are being invaded. The constitutional force majeure that we activated on the 16th of December in 2020 has gone through the implementation phases that involved enlightenment and mobilization, going towards enforcement now. And we have come to where we must activate the armed self-defense component of the self-determination that is being asserted. And how will it go? How was it designed to go? How can it go now? The governors will remember that on the 17th of April in 2021, after the 90 days had lapsed, the 90 days notice we gave to the federal government to come to the discussion of this union dispute raised. It lapsed on the 16th of March. So by the 17th, we then invited the governors to come in 30 days that followed to the discussion, because the federal government is on one side. The governors will either be on the side of their people in this debate or cling with the side of the enemy holding that constitution as sacrosanct. The people have repudiated this constitution. I'm sure we remember by solemn assembly in Port Harcourt, 27 April 2015, the peoples of the lower Niger, that's the South, South, and Southeast, or the old Midwestern region and Eastern region, the nationalities spread across those 11 states of now, had gathered as ethnic nations in Port Harcourt to repudiate that constitution to the hearing of the whole world. On the 7th of September in 2017, the Yoruba did a similar thing. Yoruba Solemn Assembly at Adamasingba Stadium in Ibadan. Their governors were all present. Their traditional rulers were present, including the Oni, and all kinds of their political leaders, repudiating that constitution as basis of union for them. On the 18th of July in 2018, the Middle Belt did likewise. And so, having all repudiated that constitution, it is that constitution by its exclusive list that sequestered the control of arms to the government, federal government. It is that constitution that forbids the states from touching arms or ammunition. Is that constitution that put police and other security, army, and all the other things in between in the hands of the federal government exclusively. And so the peoples of the land, the indigenous nationalities of Nigeria, in exercise of their sovereignty, have repudiated the constitution by which their sovereignty is confiscated and detained, by which they are exposed to this kind of danger of being killed because there's some federal government that has exclusive control over guns. And so on the 17th of April 2021, NINAS then invited the governors to specific actions they must take after the 30-day consultation. Those actions, boil down to going to send bills to the state assembly, their state assemblies, because they have to be either on the side of their people who are being invaded and killed, or on the side of the enemy that is hanging onto that constitution as basis of union. Their people have rejected that constitution that tied their hands and removed guns from their hands. So the governors were invited to now step up to fill the gap. The federal government, the complicity of the federal government is no longer in dispute. Danjuma told us in 2018, in March 2018, that the government of Nigeria was complicit in the invasion that was going on, that people should get ready to defend themselves. Again, we had the privilege of going to Washington to share with those who are fighting with ISIS, to say that ISIS is now in our sub-region. In fact, headquartered in our country, and that our president and commander-in-chief seem to be their chief host. Of course, things have happened to show abundantly that there's complicity. Otherwise, who pulled out the soldiers that were guarding Kuje prison 24 hours before this last assault? What was it, the terror, the demand of the terror attack, the people that attacked the train between Kaduna and Abuja? What were they, what was it they were saying about some promise that was made to them that must be fulfilled concerning land and all kinds of other things? So it's no longer in doubt that there's complicity of the government of Nigeria and its armed forces, organized by the Fulani, controlled by the Fulani exclusively. And so the governors were invited to send bills. In the last broadcast, we said, if our people will listen to us now, we will tell them what to do to put guns in the hands of those who have been invaded legitimately. The governors must now, this is now marching order from the owners of the sovereignty. The governors must now step into that role of filling the gap, since the federal government is not coming to defend them. Rather, the federal government is complicit in the attack. The governors must now do like Samuel Otom did, taking to the same advice, to send bills to the state assemblies. Let those state assemblies pass the bills. Let the governors sign the bills into law to issue firearms to agencies they are going to create to defend their people. It's not enough to say the people should go and defend themselves.
Of course, it's not enough to say that people will go and defend themselves. This is the the situation that we find ourselves in. When people create a narrative and then they want it to keep on dragging on. You don't have an answer to the problems that are facing our people. You don't have even the slightest idea on how to solve the problem. But you're the governor. You're the local chairman. You leave your job and you're hanging somewhere in another country for another 6 months, and you're supposed to be a local chairman personnel. This is the situation that we find ourselves in. And it's sad because today is right with our topic. There's lots of distractions. The puppets, I don't even know have words for them. They have taken over our space. And either they are working for their colonial masters and they're working for themselves, because for now, we see that no one is working for us. So it goes along with our topic today that says, stop the distractions and pay close attention. stop the distractions, and pay close attention. As you can see, this video was done last year, giving directives to the governors on what to do to make our space safe, to make our environment safe. Did they hear it? No. They were busy trying to take money and run for elections and do all kinds of stuff. And now people are rushing back from the villages back to Abuja because our space is no longer safe. Nowhere is safe. You run to Abuja, they are coming for you. It's just a matter of time. And it's heartbreaking that people that call themselves thought leaders, think tanks, men and women, we are watching all these things happening. Nobody wants to go and sincerely seek for solution to all of this. It's either you guys are faking it, pretending, wishing, oh yeah, if I make biggest noise for the Christmas party, if I turn on generators and give them boys some money, if I'm the car dealership, the only car dealership in the eastern region, and I'm having a wedding, I will hire all the armies and pay off the crooks. What about my people? What about the widows? What about the children that don't have anyone protecting them? What about the other citizens? How long do you guys think you can carry on with this mess? How long do you think you can be walking around with 50 armies? Very soon it will be 1 million armies. It will not be enough. It will not be enough to protect you. What is wrong with creating a sustainable society that will accommodate everybody and we work at our own pace in a safe environment? You guys been building this thing up, right? We started with 419. We saw it happening. And then we started with so many churches everywhere. We saw it happening. We saw our industries close. The beer, golden something beer, no Maya, was closed. Everything closed. You were watching it. They were closing. People that are, some of the people that were stealing money from there, every one of you knew them. And we watch our place going down. We watch them close down our schools for months and won't pay the teachers. We watch our children that are their brain in our knuckle. We watch them sit at home and do nothing. We watch all of this. What do? We begin to pray, begin to worship, begin to empower the criminals that are doing all of this. Nobody paid close attention to see what is going on. And now we are all in a dire situation. Do you have a template to solve this problem? No. Are you going to start looking for the templates on how we're going to solve this problem? No, because when I look, I'm not going to look at it. Okay, fine. Do you have yours that we can follow? No. So your only solution is to watch my people die. And you think that's good enough? Not under our watch. So today we are asking that you stop the distractions and pay close attention. According to Barrister Tony Nadi, post-2023 elections, killings in the Middle Belt is a continuation of southward ethnic cleansing onslaughts in furtherance of Fulani conquest campaign. It's a no-brainer. They are all saying it in their private bedrooms, in their private conversations. You think they will come out and say because they're enjoying the benefit of one Nigeria where you live, you can carry 50 armies by yourself. You can carry 50 people with what is that big car by yourself. And you're not asking about what about those that are vulnerable. When we heard that truth will be scarce in an information age, it was not immediately clear on how that will happen. But now we know. We know that you have access to information and yet your brain is as dead as someone, you're not even functioning. In a knowledge-based warfare, ignorance has become a deafening loud noise and pollution used by the enemy to keep the people perpetually distracted and trapped. This enemy and their willing tools darken wise counsel with words that lack knowledge, and they have succeeded, almost feeling like they're succeeded, in obscuring Nina's divine liberation plans with their ignorant, empty words. We will hear them telling you, go get PVC. We will hear them telling, oh yeah, we'll fix this one Nigeria. The same Nigeria that a snake will swallow ego jam in a split second. The same space. There is an Igbo adage that says that ear that refuses to hear ndintike, that refuses to heed warnings, they will go down once the head is no more. It is our responsibility. I'm talking about indigenous peoples. It is our responsibility to be committed and pay close attention to the strategy that can deliver us from this current predicament. Because I want an Africa. There's snake in a place it shouldn't be. If we choose not to pay close attention and be ignorant, of course, we know what the outcome will be. We'll continue to die like the ancient Israelites who died in the wilderness because they refused to look at Moses' bronze snake. So today we'll continue to guide the ethnic nationalities, whether they are big or small, on how we can engage our communities, our community members, as well as our local leaders, so that we can get ready for the NINA's early 2024 altar call. You know, the same way you were calling to the church to go and receive PVC. PVC, a plastic that will not do anything for you. The same plastic we saw them, they were pouring it in every forest that was in our land. You will go and get one, before you know it, they will take a whole gallon truck and go and pour somewhere. And our people ignorantly followed politicians. The same politicians that will go and arm our young ones, give them drugs, destroy their thinking capabilities. And now they are doing thuggery all over our land. The children that are supposed to be building spaceship. You, the politicians. Because amen, when they shoot gun, you will not only escape. The politicians not only escaped. Not only escaped. But our brothers and sisters that didn't even eat any money with you guys will bear the consequences. And we'll ask, how long are you planning to continue this mayhem? How long are you planning to continue to destroy our land? You know you're not capable to lead. You know you can't even manage a wife and 2 children. And you want to lead our community. You will want to lead our people. You don't have problem-solving abilities. You are not solution-driven. But you will come out because it's all about big man. And our people are dying left, right, and center. You have no way. You don't have the ability. You lack the capability to do anything for my people. And yet, you are at the forefront of leadership. How much blood do you guys want? How much blood are you going to drink? How much are you going to watch our people die while you hide your children in overseas? How long? Quite pathetic. Go ahead, my sister.
My dear, it's pathetic, and we have done all that we need to do. Everything is on the table for us to be free and stop dying. Like my sister said at the introduction, Moses' bronze snake was lifted up so that people can look at it and leave. But some people decided not to look at it. They chose death over information. Look and leave. They said no. They will die. You can see in the video that the governors, because of the constitutional force majeure that was done on the 16th of December 2020, they now have what they need to keep you alive. But they will not use it because they are all partners in crime. They are working together with the enemy. And it's your responsibility. We are not telling you all this for you to sit down and lament. No. We are informing you, we are telling you it's your responsibility to put the politicians in your area, in your community, in your neighborhood, in your state, in your local government. You will make them to do what they're supposed to do. Otherwise, they will leave your space. We're not begging them. they must embrace Nina's template for self-determination. They must. They must. Because politics is local. We cannot all be shouting, they are killing us, they are killing us. Then the person that we now brought, Governor, Professor Soludo, he says Soludo for solution. Ngwanu, here solution, amen. So you don't have any choice. The politicians do not have any choice. Running to Abuja will not cut it this time around because the people are in a dire situation. If you don't do what you're told to do, you might have to leave the space because we have a failed state right now at national level, at state levels. So if you don't stand up now to do what you're told to do, according to Nina's template for self-determination, the situation will get out of hand and might not be available to tell the story of what will happen to you because the people are rising. They are getting angry. They are getting frustrated. And it's getting to where it's boiling. It's boiling. It will soon boil over. Please go ahead, my sister.
Yes, please continue to help us to hit the like button there at it once again. Continue to help us to share throughout the show. Actually, they claim that it helps us. You're hitting the like button, so it helps to disrupt their algorithms. We need to get this message across. There's no need for us to continue to run in circles in 2023 when there's so much information out there. When definitely we have a template that can put an end to all of this mess, that can put an end to you being fearful that you can't even go back home at this point. People are saying they are running back to Abuja, they're running back to Lagos. People are traveling from US and they are hanging in Lagos. And you guys think that we'll continue to live that way? Don't worry, they are coming because when they finish over, then when they capture the place very well, they will move outside the Lagos one, they will start moving that side because equity, fairness, and justice is lacking. When we do the right thing or the right things as adults, things will get better. Someone will have hope. It is that hope that will make someone say, oh, if I plant something and I stay in my farm 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that in the next 6 months I will get my fruits. When you cannot offer that much, when you cannot offer that much, where when I'm sleeping, even when my body is sudden, I say, when I wake up and go to my farm, I know in 6 months I can get something I can plant. When you cannot offer that much, then you yourself, I don't care how much security you have, very soon you can no longer narrowly escape. So we must stop the distractions and pay close attention. So today we're going to look at the post-2023 election killings with some commentaries on why countrywide terrorism. We'll also look to see why truth is scarce in an information age, the source of noise and distractions, and then there's a question from Igbo adage and the sign of being responsible. We'll look at our 5-point agenda announcements as well as our 2024 affirmation. Of course, we cannot move forward without reminding you guys once again that we live in the estates of Osman Danfodio. He told you that he would ruthlessly prevent a change of power. They will use the minorities. This is them making their assertion and their affirmation for the people that sent them. And they came out in public to remind us over and over again that they are born to rule. The place belongs to them. It was handed down to them by the colonial masters. And the colonial masters have given them the gun because that's the same thing they do. They go to African American communities, they will go there and destroy them. They will put drugs, they will put guns, and now every day, bloods everywhere. And then they will come on TV and be reading news for us as if they want to bring solutions. And we're asking, how long are we going to allow the same common enemy, the same person that we have identified, because this is an information age, we have identified who is doing what. We have identified who is underneath cracking this mayhem. And yet, as brothers and sisters, we cannot come together and say enough. Enough. Enough of the fight, enough of the disagreement, enough of, oh, I must pull you down, enough of, oh, if I'm not the one in charge, we'll go nowhere. At this point in 2023, you're not willing to have the heart to say, when it's good for me, I want it to be good for my neighbors. When I eat, I want my neighbors to eat. I want my housekeeper to come drive her Mercedes, if that's what she wants, to come and clean my house. I should be okay with that. And we think that because they have brainwashed us, whitewashed us, and made us to think we are here at the bottom, and they are here. So what do? We pretend to go up here as long as we keep our brothers and sisters down here. We must not take responsibility for our future and take charge of our spaces. Because if not, we're in a big problem. So let's look at the post-2023 election killings. Please continue to hit the like button as we go. These people are doing what they do best. So there is an expected act of terror in Plateau as of a few days ago. Southern Kaduna, Nasarawa, Benue, Northeast, Northwest, Middle Belt, Southwest, Southeast, everywhere. It's unprovoked, coordinated attacks from Fulani terror groups. The same thing that we see from Hamas in Middle East. And then you will see our brown people here fighting. Hey, yeah, this, that, stop the war. How many of you have protested to stop the violence against Black people? How many of you, people that hate themselves, how many of you have blocked the freeway, blocked the airport, blocked the roadside, block everywhere and say, stop the hatred against Black people? But because you're brainwashed, whitewashed, demonized, you feel the obligation to go and fight for other people. As we are watching, several communities are strategically sacked, renamed, and taken over by foreign Fulani invaders. People are being driven from their lands and put in an IDP camp, and we are okay with that. They even convinced one of our sisters, who's an architect, it was on BBC News. Oh, she came up with a brilliant idea to be building a small houses for IDP camp people that were displaced. And now what BBC
imagine that.
BBC is promoting that you kick them out of their land, and now our Yoruba sister is now trying to figure out how to build small homes in the IDP. These people are sad.
And they're not asking, why can't we take them back to their original land? Why are we now displacing them?
No, this is the one they are promoting. The same people, they will go and kill people, and then they will come out and, they will come out and showcase the person that they killed as the aggressor. The same people. As you are watching, there's continuation of ethnic cleansing from north to south to turn Nigeria into an emirate, and we are watching it. They've already joined the OIC, Organization of Islamic Countries, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And your brothers and sisters will say, no, nothing is happening. It's not Fulani terror group.
How is it happening when they are listening to Flavor song that is promoting Dangote? And, my godfather Dangote, all the people that are oppressing us, our musicians will be singing with their names, and we are dancing to it.
Distractors, noisemakers.
Everywhere. As we watch ethnic cleansing, masquerading as a jihad to deceive the northern, middle belt, and southern Muslim part of the willing tools, who now ignorantly think they share the same fate with the same terrorist invaders. That's the thing. It's always a mind twisting this thing. They recognized this a long time ago, and they be using the same tool to have you think that, oh, it's the same thing here. Remember the first time people came here and you go to church, the white person that is sitting beside you will run away, like they will literally move. You'll be asking, like, did I just see that happen, or did he just no? You will go and sacrifice everything, be working for them, doing everything. When it comes for you to benefit from it, these willing tools, they were tricking to pushing for Muslim tickets. As we watch, you will die whether you're Muslim or Christian. They will come and cut you off with your child behind you. They will get you down, and blood is everywhere. and our interregnum Muslim vice president. He tells us to go and embrace peace with the terrorists. So that means just go home and wait for your turn, my dear. Just go home and wait. And people are running back and forth. What they are waiting is for things to fall apart, and then they will try to solve it from emotional standpoint, crying to their God as if God had when you have not done the simple things that you're supposed to do. The people that you're dealing with, they have a roadmap that they are following. Their colonialists gave them what they need to do, and they are doing it day in, day out. Destroyed everything, destroy who we are as people, destroy everything that everybody knows us as. Everything was destroyed. Everything from education to our culture, everything was destroyed. And we are fighting to look like somebody else, become somebody else. We have changed our hair for them, it's not enough. We have even changed our names. We are answering English names, it's not enough. We have changed our hair for them. We have bleached ourselves to look like them. We have done it all. We have even gone to their schools. And yet, you were never considered as equals. The political parties and their supporters were tricked into believing that they could bring change through the Electoral Act, electoral system, and PVC, which we shouted over and over and over again. Even as God will have it, He must start went ahead and told us if we allow this election to go through, that the punishment will be 10 times worse. For the first time, you guys usually believe white people. All of a sudden, that white one, you all didn't believe it or believe her. Nobody believed her. Well, that's all you guys do. If I talk because I'm your sister, you will never believe. But because you think you're going to see their God when you get up there. So you're working to be favorable on their own side, so that when you see that white God, He will have mercy on you. Against Nina's warnings, meetings, information sections, callings, you guys went for that election. The religious leaders, especially the Christian religious leaders, they dragged everybody into the lion's den for private jets awards. For years, our people will sell our people for Mercedes, our politicians. They will sell our people for you promising them to even come to overseas. If you give them visa for Canada, they will sell the whole village and go to Canada. The same people will sell you for clothes. They will sell you for positions. They will sell you for their children to come and school in America. Every time we turn around, our people are selling out everywhere. For Mercedes, you will sell your whole village for Mercedes, for Mercedes in 2023. As you're watching, there's a Beer Parlor media political analyst. All of them, notice me, I will die. Everybody wants to say something. Beer Parlor discussion. Motopark discussion. Now we're in a state capture. Nigeria is a failed state. All parties are looking confused, and criminals are running amok, kidnapping, stealing, maiming, killings, and then the politicians are narrowly escaping when they come to take them out. They will narrowly escape. People with low self-esteem, that when they go and look at themselves in the mirror, they will not tell themselves the truth. They are all now our politicians. People that cannot have an eyeball-to-eyeball conversation with you, they are all now ruling our land and running the affairs of the people. People that cannot manage a wife and 2 kids, now they're in charge of communities. And we are watching all these things happening. They are requesting for 16 soldiers, 20 policemen, 12 DDS for security just to visit their homes. If this is not embarrassing enough, I don't know what else is. So we are calling you guys out by holding the 1999 Constitution, which is give an entry visa for the Fulanis. They will continue to bring deadly danger right to you and your communities. AK-47 is $1,500 on sale when you get it on sale. And people now have it as a handbag. All the Fulanis, they have it as a handbag. and you think it's for, when was the last time AK-47 was used to shoot an animal, if not for people? You don't need AK-47 to shoot an animal. Just one shot. If you were a bow, you used to be in the back in the day, not one bow, it slap point into them, they will all fall. This one is for mass destruction. When they release their bombs or their bullets, you're talking about easily 100 bullets. So that means they can, in 1 minute, they can take out 100 people. And my people are looking at them with their handbags called AK-47. The indigenous politicians are now holding up the sham 1999 constitution as a ladder for caliphate and their armed Fulanis to enter our lands. And we are confused as to what to do. If not the Fulanis, is the young boys that you guys use for elections to intimidate your opponents. You give them drugs, you give them guns, and then when the elections or the election is over, you can go and collect the guns. They're using it to terrorize the whole village, the whole communities, and you have no answer for my people, only for you to be a governor. Kirie millions, another opportunity to sell out. Every chance you get, you sell out. You sell out, you sell out. How long are you going to continue to do this? How long? Quite pathetic. And we ask, why is it that truth is scarce in an information age? There's a deafening loud noise of ignorance and lack of knowledge. Noise is a pollution. It makes you perform below your optimal capacity. If they're not using church to get noise in issue, they will use generator. Everything that will keep banging in your head. And that's another thing. That ongoing noise can easily wipe out your memory. That's why you will know Buhari will go and do whatever he does next year. Tomorrow, somebody will promote Buhari as God and people will be clapping because that continuous noise, this is scientifically proven, will wipe out your memory, your thinking and reasoning capability. Go and look it up. So they recognize that. That's why they will approve for church to be inside their compound. Mama Chukuma will have her own church. Papa Ndemwo will have her own church. The mechanic will be on the other side. Ndi motopark will be on the other side. Continuous noise from morning till night. It keeps you distracted from fulfilling your God-given purpose. And then on top of that, the enemy will use ignorance to keep you trapped. No wonder God complained in Job 38:2 of people darkening counsel with empty words that lack knowledge. And when they do this, they obscure the truth. Yeah, this is a truth. Now truth is scarce because the enemy and their willing tools magnified and spread lies and propaganda. Our colonialists will call it misinformation. People become distracted and confused. They lack focus. And all of this is happening in a knowledge-based age where we can actually be well informed on what we need to do to stop all of this. Because if we continue to carry on being misinformed, then we'll continue to see death and mayhem increasing around us. Therefore, we are asking indigenous people to pay close attention so that our lives will be better. There is no need for us to continue in this mayhem. There's no need for us to continue to suffer. There is a way out. There is a way out. If you have ever spent a dime for your child to go to school, I don't care if in your village, go and ask about what we need to do, about NINA strategies, so that we can move forward and stop this mediocrity going on around us. Thank you.
Thank you, my sister. Somebody will say, okay, what are the sources of this noise and destruction? Because when you know where it's coming from, you will know how to try to reduce it or put it out completely. My sister has already mentioned some. We want to go further to break it down for us so that we can understand it. Please continue to help us to share, like, and subscribe. Because the more you do that, more people will see what you're liking. The people following you will see it, and then they will want to come and listen to what we're saying. So anything, good or bad, that is not allowing you to pay close attention to the danger of ahead of you and your people, your indigenous people, where you came from. It can be social, it can be political, it can be economic, it can be religious, whatever activities, falsehoods, or propaganda. If they're keeping you engaged, making you not to pay attention to this all-important information, to Nina's template for liberation, that thing is noise, is distraction. We'll give you an example, just few examples. A dysfunctional marriage or family. If you are in a dysfunctional relationship, we'll break it down for you. Example, a marriage where one spouse thinks he or she made the other. Like you can hear the noise that we're hearing, a Mekike of Nollywood. While people are being killed, while 10,000 people are displaced from their homes, 1,000 homes burnt to ashes, 195 people over massacred in 2 days. They are disturbing us in our social media, distracting us, because one man does not know how to be a man. You made your spouse, so you have now become God. Your spouse. What's arrogance? Why didn't you marry the unmade one? Why didn't you go for a ready-made one? Because you're looking for who to control and enslave. And we see this in our homes. Africa, Igbos, Yoruba, everywhere. You see it. You see an old man who go and marry a small girl. And then after pumping out children, 10 years down the line, you say, I made you. So you have become enslaved. You belong to me and nothing else. That's how slavery starts. So we are enslaved in our homes, enslaved in our communities, both by the external colonizers and internal colonizers. All these things are distractions. You marry a naive girl, take away and destroy her destiny, then turn around and cry wolf. Please, our people, for those that have not got into it, do not marry yourself or allow yourself to be married to a mentally sick man or woman, because it can be that way. Once that person is mentally sick or is a drug addict, please let the person go to asylum or a rehabilitation center for treatment before getting married. Don't give such a person your daughter or allow your son to marry such a person, because he brings distraction. While we are busy talking about important things to deliver our people, somebody will be on one side doing when, like I want that. We do not want our children to be raised in dysfunctional homes by mentally unstable adults, because we want everyone, male and female, to attain their full potential in life. We don't want to lose talents and potentials because of dysfunctional relationships. So dysfunctional relationship can be a source of noise and distraction. Trouble in the morning, trouble in the afternoon, you can't sleep, no peace. How will you hear what we're saying? You will not now. Another example is your whitewashed religion or Arabized religion. We'll explain. what it means. We'll break it down. Because there's a reason why we keep hitting on these distractions. If not for these distractions, our people would have received this information. These distractions have become obstacle in front of our people getting vital information that will keep them alive. Any religion that does not support or that is playing games with the liberation of Black people should be discarded immediately.
Yep.
Immediately. We don't care what you're worshiping, whether it's goat or cockroach or whatever. But if that thing you're worshiping or that religion that you're practicing, it's not talking about the liberation of Black people, starting from you listening to us, you should leave that place. It's not meant for you. Because you know what? Our problem is local. We are being colonized in our ancestral lands. So our solution must be local and indigenous. We don't want foreign interference or distractions. They are distracting us. While we are busy saying these people are coming to kill us, they were telling you, if they slap your one cheek, open the other cheek. They are not because they are very okay where they are, and we are dying. My people, no white man or white woman will deliver you or take you to heaven. If they've not taken you to heaven on earth, how will they take you to heaven when you die? They don't want to share the space, this earth, with you. They don't believe that you are equal. They say they're superior to you. Then all of a sudden, they will not go to the same heaven with you.
Can you imagine?
Who is fooling who? If he could go to the extent of whitewashing a gospel that was sent to deliver Black man and humanity, then he's not your friend. He's not your brother. He's not your sister. You must be suspicious of all his moves. Anything he does, any favor he gives you, look at it twice. Look deep. Anything he says, put salt to look at it. Take it with a pinch of, no, a cup of salt. As Blacks, we must become very loud and unapologetic about our fight against oppression.
Yep.
We're not playing anymore.
Yep.
This
Yep.
is no more a joke.
And we use it as a litmus paper.
Yes.
If you don't fight for your people first and you begin to fight for your pope and your religion, then we know who you stand for.
Exactly. And we are unapologetic about it. Are you people listening? We must fight. 500 years is not 500 days. We have been in this thing for over 500 years. They are oppressing us from every angle. So please, make noise. The other man that they kidnapped, that they heard, he said, make some noise, make some noise. Make some noise. Everybody make some noise. Make noise about our operation. Do not keep silent. Shout from the rooftop. Anywhere you are, be shouting it and be saying it. And do not apologize. Call it out. Call them out. Call out the criminals. Everyone, whether they're white, red, black. Call out the criminals, the oppressors. Call them out. Take pictures, take videos, display them on social media. Our identity and heritage is very critical at this point in time. Because
and it comes first over any religion, over any affiliation, over any organization, over any high school organization, anything at all.
Yes.
Anything.
It comes first, like my sister said. We don't care what your religion is. We don't care what your affiliation is. We don't care what your, whatever it is, our identity and heritage is first. Because self-preservation is the first human instinct. Denounce white supremacy, Christendom, or white assimilated churches. It is heresy and it is fallacy. Denounce them Any church or religion that puts white man above of you, stop going to those churches. Stop going to those places. Run away from any church that is still hanging white colonial Jesus on their walls, their windows, inside churches. Run away from those churches. Don't enter them. Once you put your head, you see white Jesus. Get away from there. It's a prison yard for black people. The gospel, the good news of Yeshua HaMashiach, is very local to all indigenous peoples. He said it's for every tongue and all peoples. So there's no people, race, or ethnicity that is superior to others.
Nope.
Anyone that is telling you that the gospel is bringing to you is superior to who you are, your heritage, say, foul. I don't want to worship that type of God. If the God is looking like you, my colonial master, I don't want to worship him. The gospel of Yeshua, aka Jesus Christ, because they had to rename him in order to use that gospel to colonize us. That gospel speaks of equality of all humans and justice for all, irrespective of race, gender, age, or class. Anything short of this, we do not want such religion in our land. Pack out, get out. Get out of our land. Get out of our space. Get out of our ancestral space. We don't want such religion. This colonization or westernization, genocide, ethnic cleansing in the name of either Arabized Islam or whitewashed Christianity needs to stop. They are both demonic. Truth was taken out of context and used to enslave our people. We deserve justice. Black lives matter. Yes.
Yeah. Yep. That's how you will be in Kaduna. You will be killing somebody in Igbo land because you're Islamizing them.
Yes.
Man, let me stop.
Which God? Which God? Which God do you have to kill people to teach them about that God? Does it even make sense, my people? Does it make sense? You're killing people that God created so that you can teach them or get them to know the God. Does that even make sense? Any religion that you have to kill people to spread is not from God. It is demonic. That's the litmus test. You must not embrace it. You must have nothing to do with it. My people, do you know that God is so committed to the liberation of humanity that he had to die for it? God had to die because he wanted humans to be free, to live a free life and be happy. So we cannot allow the white colonialists to hijack the gospel or our liberation and our salvation. This is the next slide. Any Christian, whether white, black, red, not ready to push for the liberation of Africans and Africa should not be associated with.
Yep.
They are agents of Lucifer.
They are not for you.
No, they are not for you.
Mm-mm.
Make them so uncomfortable.
It's just a business strategy on their part. Why you kill yourself and be fighting about your God and all this thing? They'll be stealing resources and causing people to be internally displaced.
Exactly.
Criminals at the highest level.
They are criminals. The test for you to use to know whether somebody is a true Christian is that the person is supporting the liberation of Africans and Africa. Otherwise, do not associate with that person.
And it's not by words, it's by action.
By action. Make them so uncomfortable until they either join you in pushing for liberation of African children or they get out of our way. If you want to do anything with us, but you don't want to see us free, we don't want to associate with you. We don't care whether your name is called Pope, Bishop, Arch, Priest, Pastor, whatever it is called, Imam, traditionalist, whatever you are called. If you don't want to join in the liberation of the Black race, we don't want to have anything to do with you. If you don't want to speak truth, at least keep quiet. Keep quiet. If you must speak, it has to be that you're speaking truth. But if you don't want to speak truth, keep your mouth shut. We want the noise to be reduced so that people can hear the announcement. It's like when tornado is coming, they put an alarm for people to know that tornado is coming. If there's too much noise, how will people hear it and run? So please, let all the lies stop. Those on social media, those everywhere. If you cannot speak truth, the truth that will liberate us. When Fulanis are killing us, he said, no, it's not the Fulanis. Please, stop. Stop the noise. So whether you're a Christian, a Muslim, Hindu, traditionalist, whatever you are worshiping, you must know what you believe, why you believe in that thing. Not just because people say you should believe in it. Begin to think with your sense, my people. If that thing doesn't make sense, discard it until it makes sense. Anybody telling you that when you are sick, instead of going to hospital, you should come to his church and drink anointing oil. Does it make sense? Meanwhile, that person, when they are sick, they go to hospital. If it doesn't make sense, stay away from it. Discard any religion that does not speak truth to power. They see what is happening, but they will not speak out. That is not a religion for you. If your religion is not practical and cannot be investigated and applied to logic, then it's time for you to re-examine it and re-evaluate it. We can't continue this way anymore. We must begin to untell all the stories, all the lies they told us. The lies of the white European and Arabic religion, killing us every day. It's time to untell the lies. We need to be like the Israelites, who held onto their indigenous spirituality and culture for thousands of years until they got back into their ancestral land. Learn something from people that are being oppressed also. The way we are dying and scattered all over the world, that's how the Jews, they scattered them, displaced them from their ancestral land. But they held onto their spirituality and culture. They refused to embrace whatever they were bringing. Because somebody is killing you and you say you want to teach me about God. You can't even do the simple one of preservation of life. How can I follow you? You can't tell us, your brothers and sisters in the Lord, when you still kill and massacre our people and they steal our resources, leaving us in poverty.
Perpetual poverty.
Perpetual poverty, generational poverty. How are you, my brother and sister in the Lord? Who is fooling who? My people, we must begin to redefine our relationship and interaction at all levels before anything else. We must begin to deconstruct, that is, analytically break down all the lies around us about our identity, about our existence. Because it's only when we have managed to deconstruct it that we will now begin to reconstruct our destiny. Everything must be touched. Because sometimes when we mention Christianity or religion. Some people start getting epileptic attack. We are not revealing. Everything must be touched. What we believe in, what we worship, politics, economy, everything about our existence must be revisited. We want to know where Miris Webano Pibogo. Where is this evil? Where is this evil rain that is beating us coming from? Our way of life and worldview must be accounted for in any form of relationship with anyone. We don't care what your name is called. If you cannot respect our way of life, then you are not fit to do business with us. There must be mutual respect and mutual benefit. My people, share this. Get the information out so that our people can understand where we're going. We are mothers. We love our children. We love our people. And we will never support anything that will make us any less.
Nope.
Because we have traveled around, we have gone around, we have seen how other people live. And we believe that we deserve better.
Much.
And that we are able to get it. So if you are not ready to be part of the solution, get out of our way. Leave our land. Because we're here for solution. And we believe we can do it. Caution from an Igbo adage. And the sign of being responsible. Because some people like, what do we do? Because you can't take charge except you are responsible. You must know what to do. Like my sister said, it's not words, it's by action. Those that need to repent, need to repent. Those that need to turn around, not need to turn around. Those that are inflicting pain on us, that need to stop, they need to be told to stop. So you need to understand what we're talking about. That's what we're breaking it down for us. My sister gave us an adage at the beginning. He said, the ear that refused to heed to warnings will go down once the head is cut off. Agwanti, onuro, ebepisi, ntiesoye. So you see, you must listen. This is not when to play around. Your life is in danger. You and your family, your children, and your indigenous people. So you have no choice but to listen. Stop believing lies and propaganda. Seek to understand and embrace truth. Ask proper and relevant critical questions. That is, stop being gullible. Stop being naive. Ignorance does not help anybody. Ignorance in your I'm ignorant, I don't know. It will not help you. Because God already said, my people perish for lack of knowledge. If you don't get proper information, you and your people will be wiped. And the rest will continue to move. So begin to join to highlight the excellence and brilliance of Black communities and our cultural identity. We see our people already working hard. We see our people. We see traditional crusades going on. We see our people going back to our culture, Omenani. And mind you, Omenani does not mean that you should go and get one wood and be buying to it. No. You have specific things. If you don't know, ask the elders in your neighborhood. They will tell you. We still have some of our elders that are alive. They will tell us what is Omenani. Omenani is our way of life. The way we treat our family members, the way we treat our husbands, the way we treat our children, the way we treat our wives, the way we treat and interact with our friends and brothers and sisters, our way of life, our worldview, the way we do business, the way we eat, what we eat, the way we dress, everything about our existence. We are going back to it. Because you need to go back to your roots before you can now grow to any other thing that you want to do. You need to even find out who you are, your identity, so that you know what you belong, where you belong to. Spend your strength to help your people to be the best that they can be. Anywhere you find them, whether at home or abroad, Begin to identify your people and help them. Everything is not about money. Some help is not even money. It might be just an idea.
Mhm.
Take part in social and political issues that are affecting the indigenous communities and the peoples, the natives. Don't stay in Houston dancing kokoma, sewing uniform, doing buga while your people are perishing. Get involved anywhere you are, whether at home or at this point. Get involved. But don't enter the wrong place. If you enter the wrong place, they will do you 419. If you get proper information and you're able to think, you will know the right place and the wrong place. They have duped you severally. They dupe you with freedom, dupe you with politics, dupe you with religion, dupe you with everything because you have failed to critically think. Begin to take coordinated action. We didn't say just any type of action. Coordinated action. Because isolated action may lead to death. Be part of the community. Because they are trying to take us out from the community. Go back to your community. We don't live on social media. We live in community. We are not virus. We are not software. We are human beings. And we are not animals. So go back and interact with human beings. Find the ones you can interact with. We have different character, we have different views and everything. So go and find the one that you have common views and interact with them so that you don't isolate yourself. You're not a criminal. It's only criminals that isolate themselves or need to be isolated. Become committed to the success of the liberation strategy that has the capacity to deliver you and your people from this predicament. Engage and guide members of your community appropriately. There are some of your family members and community members that don't even know what is going on. Call them on the phone. We got a feedback from one of our followers. He said when he gets to the village, he puts our show on his speaker, on his phone and then speaker, and then his family members and community members will come together and listen so that they will understand what is going on. That's the type of thing we want our people to be doing. Identify local leaders who are still upholding the criminal 1999 constitution. Yes, this is critical. That's why we left it in red. They are not hidden. Any politician, church leader, traditional leader, local leader that is still upholding the criminal 1999 constitution is your enemy. Identify them. They are working for the enemy in our communities. When you identify them, begin to isolate them because they're like cancer in our midst.
Mm-hmm.
Mop them together. Cancer cells, secondary cells, put them together. Begin to isolate them in readiness for further action and instructions from Ninas. We will tell you what to do with them. Yes. Remember in the Bible, for those that are reading Bible.
What do you want to do? I mean, why are we waiting to tell them? There's the radiation that you give to cancer cells.
Okay. Okay. I know this is social media.
Already. So just
I didn't want to.
deliver the medication.
I didn't want to.
Mm.
I just know that when I read Bible, I saw when Achan and his family members were gathered together. God said, isolate yourself from them, like isolate them and separate yourself from them because they're cancerous. If you go and read that part of the Bible, you'll see what happened to them. Because we are reading Bible. I tell people, you see that Bible, read it cover to cover. You will see what we're seeing inside it. Don't mind the white man. He did not write the Bible. He lacks the ability to write it. It's our ancestors that wrote it. All they did was, just like they stole our resources, they stole the scriptures, put them together, and inserted one lie or the other and turned things around. So that's why you need to read it to know which one is true and which one is false. If you read it, you understand the spirit in the scripture. When you understand the spirit, you will now know, oh, it's easy for you, because when you know the real, it's easy for you to know the fake one. So once you see fake, you know they started it. So begin to isolate those that are still holding up to 1999 Constitution. In the first quarter of 2024, Ninas will make an altar call. That altar call will be for those that are ready to be free, those that are ready to be alive. It's going to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you. Sovereignty matters. This is a graphic by our sister Ndidi. Like we always remind you guys on this show, she runs a 1 minute audio just for you to reset your brain. We mentioned earlier how they use noise, continuous noise, unending noise to wipe any kind of reasoning that you may have. So here it says that sovereignty never departs from the indigenous peoples who are in their ancestral space. Except in the case of complete dislodgement, the invader can only establish suzerainty that suppresses the sovereignty. The Fulani conquest agenda targets such dislodgement of the indigenous peoples. During colonial occupation of Nigeria, Britain exercised suzerainty over Nigeria. The caliphate that stepped into the shoes of Britain in 1960 and its 1967 allies, operating together as the Federation of Nigeria, even while imposing unitary structures, are essentially the suzerainty currently suppressing the sovereignty of the indigenous peoples of Nigeria, who are now being organized by as Ninas to reassert and therefore recover their hijacked and suppressed sovereignty. So Ninas, once again, has done the work. We have the template. If you claim that you have something better, please, by all means, bring it. We want to see. We want to examine it. We want to interrogate it. We want the best for our people. So this is not a case of Femakwanda. No, we are serious as much as we are serious about the liberation of our people. So if you have something better, please, by all means, present it so that we can take a look. But if you don't, we are commanding you, in short. We are compelling you to join what we are doing, because we can no longer continue to run in circles in 2024. As always, the Nina's point proposition that is summarized. And it says here, the first one is acknowledgement of the constitutional grievances raised in the union dispute, a commitment to decommission the imposed fraudulent 1999 constitution, and no further elections under the 1999 constitution. The untenable outcome of 2023 presidential election must now be transformed into an immediate transitioning for reworking the damaged constitutional basis of Nigeria. So I don't know if you guys noticed, this is the same Nina's point strategy. We just sort of simplify it so that it will begin to make sense for everyday people, so that you're not looking at the big words. So if you look at number 3 again, it says that no further national election, which we proposed before. But now we are saying that even though it has happened, that it needs to be transformed into an immediate transitioning for reworking the damaged constitutional basis of Nigeria. So no one person will have power over us. No one INEC will come and destroy elections and nothing will happen. Basically, no one will need 5 million armies to go from Abuja to their village. It's not that complicated. There is a way out of our mayhem. And number 4, the constituent peoples of Nigeria to work out the modalities for transitioning. And number 5, to announce a time to state transitioning, with first one being multi-regional referendums for constituent components to recommit or opt out of the Nigerian Union, and secondly, district term of union as dictated by the referendum. So basically what we're saying is allow everyone, because people don't want to hear that. That's why the Oba Baroka, what is the name of that guy from last week? The so-called
Olisa Bakoba.
Oh, not Oba Barok. Okay.
Oh, okay. I think he's Baroka. I think
Yeah.
that one.
So that one. Yeah. So they cannot fathom the fact that it's okay for everyday people to participate in their self-determination. They can't handle that. And that's what we're proposing here, to allow everyone, because the constituents make the constitution, to allow the constituents, wherever they are, big or small, wherever they are in the ancestral land, to participate in the referendums. And then depending on what happens with the referendum, then we'll decide how we are going to move forward. So it's a no-brainer. And this is what we are proposing. We've been proposing, we'll continue to propose, and that is the way out of the mayhem that we find ourselves. We keep reminding you guys that we don't want to create any chaos. There's no vacuum. What we want is transition. We keep people that are already there, because some people keep asking, how you're going to do this? How you're going to, it's impossible. But you're there supporting criminals that are destroying our land. And then somebody brings solution to the table. Because you're a criminal yourself, your mind is so twisted, you're not seeing how we can get ourselves out of this. And we're saying that we'll use the current criminals there to continue the transition. And then their job now is to do what the people want. And then at the end of the day, if they change and want to continue to keep them there, we don't have any problem with that.
Let me explain it further.
The right thing must be done first. Go ahead.
So just to add a little bit. So it's going to be like in South Africa when they had CODESA and they had the former criminals just to do skeletal services. So they will be there paying salaries. Yes, like housekeeping. We call it housekeeping. But it's in the indigenous peoples, and they are the ones that will constitute the transitional team. And we are not looking for people to be part of it. So why they are reworking our next step, referendums, multi-regional, everything that needs to be done. These other ones will now be doing skeletal services. They won't have money to scatter. They won't do all these things you see them do. They won't have power to do it.
They might even run because there won't be any money for them to be stealing.
So some of them will actually run, better for us. So don't think that we are saying that we're proposing that these criminals will be the one to manage the transition. They lack the ability, but they will be part of it in the sense that they will hold on to paying salaries, doing
smooth transition. So there's no vacuum, like we
so that there will not be vacuum. So that's their job. It's very limited, and it's timed. So don't think they will do any other thing more than that. Thank you.
They will run, my dear, all kind of right? Because when the money, because they are there because of the money, they are not there to serve the people.
Yeah.
So when once we implement the government to be a government of service to the people, the criminals will run, because that's not what they came there for. All right, and then this is our announcement. Thank you guys so much for this 2024. It has been a very wonderful year, and we thank God for the things that He has done and the things He's about to do. So we came up with some words.
2023. 2023. For 2023, that's been a wonderful year. 2024, it will be.
I'm already in the. Listen, I'm already in next week. How about that? Yep. Forward.
I'm with you. For whatever.
Yes. So we thank God for 2023, and for the people that are reaching out, we thank you. For the people that want to know more, we thank you. For the people that are still asking questions, we thank you, and it's all welcome. But we need to do a whole lot more in 2024. We have to be well informed, well armed with the correct information, because we don't want to have a motor park discussion or beer parlor discussion. We want to have an intellectual discussion based on the facts so that we can move forward with what we're doing. So in 2024, we, the resilient souls who have endured the shackles of oppression for 5 centuries, must rise as architects of our liberation. As we draw upon the wellspring of our ancestral wisdom, we will sculpt a path to freedom with unwavering determination, reclaiming the power within us to shape our destinies. Each step we take will be a testament to our indomitable spirit and the collective wisdom passed down through the generations of struggle. As we navigate the challenges ahead, the echoes of ancestral wisdom resonate, transforming the legacy of suffering into a beacon of hope and empowerment. Therefore, in 2024, we declare this year as the year that we will reclaim our narrative, breaking free from the chains of the past and manifesting a future where freedom, justice, and equity prevail. We say, You say, so thank you guys so much for joining us. We are going to do better. If you are struggling, if you have been offended, get over yourself. My sister will say, it's not about you. It's not about you, Mona. Get over yourself. There is work to be done. There's plenty of work in the vineyard. So fold your shirts, get going. We need to get this thing done. The people that you guys are looking up to, they are not smarter than you. Look at the so-called war that is run by Ivy League graduates. Everybody had in charge in a bank. Every sector of the business world, they are in charge. Look at what they're doing. Do you think they're smarter than you? Everything will fake. Everything now, look at this now. All they do is to get money and be doing ad and showing us the good part of everything. But when you go inside, you figure out no way, you know, Hanish will fake. Fake, everything is fake. So let's begin to look at these people with Anya Abo. My father will say one eye. No, I will say Anya Abo, even begin to add more head around so that while you're here, the other back is scanning the other side. They are not smarter than you people. We can do this. We can take back our sovereignty. We can begin to value the life of a Black person. We can stop the killings. We can get rid of their drugs from our community. We can get rid of their guns. Guns has no place in what we are trying to do. We want to build capacity. We want to build humanity. We are not here to kill people and have blood everywhere. We want to be able to move forward and create a world that is not just only kind to us, but to every humanity that exists in this universe. They can promise you that. They will never promise you that. All they do is they come to steal, lie, and destroy. That's what they've been doing for years. And they've been using their religion, their education, their media outposts. They've been using everything in their power to promote lies. And we're saying enough of that. Enough of that. Now we know. Now we know what you guys are made of. Now we know what you guys have done. And we are here to enthrone righteousness. Until next year, continue to be kind to yourself. Continue to be kind to your neighbors. Do unto others as you like to be done to you. And the world will be a better place. Adios. We'll see you guys in 2024. 2024.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back. 2024. Remain blessed. Thank you so much for joining us. Please, as usual, continue to help us to share, get this information across. You can see how they are blocking it. This is the same Facebook that will promote child pornography. And now we want to liberate humanity. We want to encourage humanity to do the right thing for the world to progress. Now, over their dead body, would you hear that news? But it's okay because we are here. Facebook, we are here to enthrone righteousness. Ọ dịrị nwoke na mma, ya dịrị nwaanyị na mma, dịrị nwatakịrị na mma, dịrị onye iru na mma, dịrị onye azụ na mma. Ise, my ancestors, ise. Bye-bye.